guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. So the 7th anniversary is ongoing on Global Dokkan. There is one big thing that they do every year for a lot of these major celebrations, and that's that they give out these stones, right? So the red stone, you're able to get just by logging in, and you're able to select a character. And then the purple stone, which I guess is a little bit more... what's the word to use? I guess premium here. You do have to buy this. This allows you to pick some much better characters, much more relevant characters. I do think the value on these purple stones is pretty good. I always like to tell people not to spend money on these games, of course. But if you are going to spend money, then something like these purple stones or some of these like peel-off trove packs with tickets and stuff like that usually are the way to go. The new sort of stones plus keys thing on JP, that guaranteed link level event, right? Like, that's a good thing to put some money on if you really do want to, right? So let's start with the red stone. Now, I'm going to try and give you guys characters that will actually be relevant. Because it's like, you could use some characters in some, like, Super Battle Road stages. Or maybe they could slightly help in, like, Battlefield or something like that. But, I mean, for the most part, I feel like we're really looking towards characters who are at least more competitive in Red Zone, because it stands to reason that content is going to be geared, I think, more towards a Red Zone level than the other content in the game moving forward. Because Red Zone is only, like, the only event designed around 200% leader skills right now is Red Zone, right? I see a lot of people continually bringing up God event from last year, which is irrelevant to the point. Because remember, leader skills have taken the first jump since 2017. Last year, the year before that, leader skills were all the same. It was just like they're making stronger events. Now it's a little bit different because there's actually like a meta shift in how the leader skills are constructed, right? So we do want to keep that in mind. I just look at, like, these are just all fodder, right? It's Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Int Janemba, has got guard, but I think Int Janemba is a great example of a character that people can look at and see that it's not just about having, like, guard, right? You need to have guard, and then you've got to have defense, right? You need to have, dodge, and then have defense, right? Like, just having these abilities is not really enough anymore, right? So Int Janemba's got guard, but that doesn't stop him from getting blown away in movie bosses, extreme, Super Battle Road, Red Zone stages, all this type of stuff. These characters are now just pretty much all aged out. Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta can be valuable. I was able to use him against, like, Red Zone Omega and some other fights, and he could still hold his own. He does start to take damage even in there, right? Like, this guy with his passive up is still taking, like, 50k per normal from Omega Shenron, but it's much better than most characters, right, in slot 1. So keep that in mind. The rest of these guys, yeah, these are just, like, all horrible. This guy potentially could be okay in some Super Battle Road stages just off of his stun, I guess. Skinny Boo could be okay in some Super Battle Road stages if you're going up against a Majin Buu Saga enemy, also, I suppose. These are all just fodder. These are all fodder down here. These are, for the most part, pretty much all fodder. Dispos aren't really too impressive. Kale, maybe with their damage reduction. Some niche situations could be okay. God Topo, if he's got his damage reduction, he could maybe be okay, but defensively, he's not going to be strong enough, right? Yeah, dude, this is bad. Like, this, I feel like they could do better than this, right? Like, I'm sorry. This is really rough. I don't know. It's like STR Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. They don't even have AGL Golden Frieza in here, huh? I would like AGL Golden Frieza over probably every single character on here, honestly. Like, these guys could be okay in some, like, maybe like a Legendary Vegeta event mission where you have to stack or something like that. But for the most part, a lot of these characters are just pretty meaningless. Even just grabbing Elder Guys might be good. Like, grabbing characters to, like, raise SA for other characters, something like that might be the way to go. Because it's like, these are just mostly Easy A's from years ago, right? Like, these guys Easy A'd in 2019. These guys Easy A'd in, 2018, right? Like, it's been years since most of these characters have Easy A'd. And you just can't realistically expect a gacha game with power creep pushing forward where they want people to spend money for characters to just be good for years and years and years. It just doesn't work that way, right? You have these major points where power creep kicks in heavily. And this red coin list red stone list is, for the most part, just fodder. Only very niche situations, I think you're going to be able to use some of these characters to help you for like a specific mission somewhere around there, right? Now, Purple Stone's a bit different. We do have some really good characters in here, but remember, you have to buy these, right? So you get the Purple Stone and then 100 stones as well. So that is good. And you can buy this up to 3 times, right? So let's see what we got right here. Haha, yeah, okay. I'm glad I recorded this today. This LR Goku Black and Zamasu, after their EZA, they potentially are like actually one of the strongest units in the game. Let's see what happens once they get an actual 200% leader skill and like a real proper team. They could be very effective, I think, on the Vegeta and Trunks team, right? But, you know, they'll be even better probably in the future. This unit is crazy. This Trunks is solid. You could use him to maybe help you beat like Red Zone Broly, because he is tech. This Samasu's fodder. None of these 3 really blow me away right now. Krillin, I think, probably can be a bit like okay against some. Here, let me pull Krillin up, because a lot of these tough Red Zone fights, actually, Krillin could probably help against Broly, huh? Let me take a look here, because so Krillin gets your 30% defense right there. He's at that. Remember, he's giving Superclass allies the buff. And then if there's a Trunks or Goten in the same turn, that's where he gets 30% damage reduction, which is super important. And then this the rest of this buff, more attack. But then finally he gets a 10% damage reduction and the Superclass allies crit chance against Movie Boss. It's like if you've got a Kid Trunks or Goten with him, dude, if only like there's nothing here. I don't think there's no Kid Trunks or Kid Goten, I think, really good enough to go against Broly. I mean, because remember the Dokkan Fest Trunks and Goten, they could be very effective, but they need to dodge. You can't dodge against Broly, so that unit like is not able to be used at full power there. This guy with this active could be really effective against Broly, Red Zone Broly, because remember Red Zone Broly is AGL, so Krillin will have type advantage. But I don't recommend grabbing this one. STR Broly could still be great for Battlefield, Super Battle Road runs and stuff like that, but defensively, I feel like he can get touched a lot in Red Zone stages. This is horrible. I'm not a fan of him. Not the biggest fan of him now. Hercule's solid. This Trunks is okay. This Trunks is okay. They're obviously great, but I don't know that I'm... Yeah, that's... Okay. Nah, you're not really anything special. You outright suck. And then you're pretty good. This is like, to me, almost the prime example of a character that's not really too good in Red Zone, but I would still consider a great unit overall. This Heart Virus Goku, I think, can be very powerful. Even though, you know, you're going to need some luck to utilize him effectively in Red Zone. His passive wore off, but he could still be very powerful in a lot of other places for sure. This is now... I like this Bardock a lot in, like, some Super Battle Road stages and stuff like that. Typically, a lot of the, like, low-class Warrior Super Battle Road just came out. This Bardock just destroys it, right? But that Raditz and this Bardock and Gine, not a big fan of them. This is just no way. They do not. Who knows what... I guess this unit could EZA and they could be nasty. Same with this guy right here. Right, like this Super Saiyan 3 Goku. What is he going to look like when he EZAs? His EZA might not be that far off. AGL Tapion is solid. This Gotenks is a Super Battle Road killer. I'm not the biggest fan of this one right here, though. We need to see what Beerus' EZA looks like. I wouldn't go for this. Trunks and Goten, I think, are pretty good, but tough to use them in a good situation. Same thing here. Deborah, Zangia, no. Like, this Bojack is good, but currently I feel like there's not, like, a strong core that we could use for Bojack with a bunch of, like, big bad bosses, thirst for conquest characters, so no, not really. I do like Physical Cell and STR Cell. That's good. That's not bad. Cell Jr.'s, you know, nothing at this point, but this is a pretty good combo. You could clear many of the Red Zone stages with these guys, and then, like, AGL Cell and, like, 19 to 20 and stuff like that. Hell no. I'm not going for this. Universe 7 is not in a good spot right now, I don't think, so that's no good. This unit is better. Trunks and Mai after they're easy. I think they're actually probably going to be pretty effective, but I'm not a fan of this. Baby is fodder. These guys are okay, but they're not on, like, the actual Android team right now, right? Because Cell is leading Power Absorption and Android's Cell Saga, which these guys are not on. This unit is, of course, very good, the Trunks and Goten, but that's nothing to go for. I don't know. Which one? This is good. I mean, this is good. This probably has... If, like, we try and, like, overall count the quality of all three characters, I think this Trunks package is probably the best one. It's brutal. Let's see what else they've got. So that's just the lineup where you have to use all three purple stones, right? Let's take a look at the two purple stone ones. Ultimate Gohan and Kibito Kai. That's a pretty good combo. Kibito Kai is still very helpful for, like, for some Battlefield, Super Battle Road type stuff, right? Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and then the Gohan and Goten. That's pretty solid. I wouldn't go for this, although this guy doesn't have a ZZA. We don't know what he's like yet. Same with Jiren. Margarita, I mean, she could be okay, but not really great spots to use her, I feel. Evolution Blue Vegeta's great. Not the biggest fan of God Topo. Turles is great, but he doesn't have partners. And Garlic Jr. has certainly fallen off a bit. He's not quite as defensive enough for my taste when it comes to supports. Super Vegito and Tien, no way. But again, we don't know what's going to happen with this guy. He hasn't gotten his EZA yet. These guys are good. I mean, well, this Sen not so much. But this Omega is good, but there's not really a good place to use them. Angel Golden Frieza is actually the most disappointing EZA, one of them ever, probably. The Gohan and Piccolo are not really too substantial. UI Goku's really good, provided you transform with him. Krillin is nothing. You don't want to go for this. This guy is probably, I would say, the best EZA T-War. This guy, he's really good. This Future Gohan. On that Vegeta and Trunks team, he is God. He's so crazy. You don't want to go for this. This is fodder. Fodder, pretty much. I mean, this Goku, you could use this Goku effectively, I think, in a lot of Red Zone stages. Transforming Goku does work pretty well. You know, you have to use him smartly, right? Like, turn one, he's going to take a lot of damage, right? Like, you really want to build up that defense with his stacking first, but he could be effective. Fodder. Most of these are not great, because you just have so many characters that have not EZA'd yet. Like, who knows? Maybe this guy EZA soon and he's a god? Possible, but it hasn't come yet. If you were gonna go for one of these, it's definitely the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta one. I feel like this has got to be the strongest one, because Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, still a very powerful unit. You could use him up and down the Red Zone, Super Battle Road stages, Battlefield, EZAs. Like, he's good in a lot of places. And the Gohan and Goten are definitely a strong unit as well, right? A lot of these I just aren't really too worth it. I guess, like, these are really meant for players to just sort of fill in the blanks, right? Like, maybe there's one unit that's just, like, never on banners and you're just trying to get that last copy or something like that. All right, so these. So, he's still solid-ish. Super 17 is the best by far. By far. None of these characters are even close to Super 17. None of them. Super 17 is actually like a really strong Red Zone option, especially on that Cell team. Super 17 is great. I like using Super 17 more than the LR, honestly. I found that Super 17 fulfills the job you need of him better than the LR does. The LR does more damage. Oh my god. But, like, who cares? He gets turned inside out. AGL Super 17 can at least take hits, right? LR Super 17 does more damage. Congratulations. You want to know who does more damage than that? AGL Cell, who's the leader of the team, okay? What you do is you surround AGL Cell with characters that can survive, and then AGL Cell can carry the damage for you. I promise he can, okay? I know. He can. AGL Cell is a monster. He's an absolute animal, right? You just put units around him that don't die, and you're winning. The AGL Cell team is very simple. Put characters around him that do not die, and you don't lose. Pretty much just goes like that, right? That's how it goes with AGL Cell's team. So yeah, I mean, grabbing like 3 copies of AGL Super 17 might not be the worst idea. Super Saiyan 4s, I mean, they can be effective if you're hiding them, right? Like, you know, if you're using this guy against maybe like the Janemba fight, or using this, well, I was gonna say this guy against Super 17, but he's a Ki Blast super attack, so you can't use him against Super 17, right? This Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta? Yeah, Final Shine, it's a Ki Blast super. Because remember, Super 17 absorbs Ki Blast super attacks. That's not going to work. Who's the other tough boss that's STR in there? There is Nova against the Shadow Dragons, the long Shadow Dragon fight. And I mean, that's Super 17 is the big STR enemy, really. Okay. So there's that. Which one would I actually suggest? I mean, this guy is on a lot of good teams. You can get huge value out of this future Gohan. Like, you could get this for 2 purple stones and then grab, like, Super 17 or something like that. A lot of these are just pretty bad. See, like, this is, like, just trash, right? Like, this guy might be crazy after EZAs, but, I mean, whenever it happens, it happens. So, hard to say for sure, right? Like, we come up here, right? Like this. If they give this guy an EZA comparable to what they just gave to Goku Black and Zamasu, like, this is nasty, because Tapion, you know, you'll be able to use him effectively in some really bad stages. Giant, extreme Super Battle Road and stuff like that, right? Like, it would be very helpful to have Tapion for a stage like that. And then Gotenks is actually a dominant Super Battle Road unit. But this guy is just, like, worthless right now. Keep in mind, too, that Vegito Blue and Rose just got their EZAs. They came out a week after this guy, by the way. So, keep that in mind. This guy's EZA is probably not too far away. It's very similar to Goku Black and Zamasu, right? Like, this guy could do really good damage. So, like, if they give him, like, what if this guy guards before he super attacks or something like that, right? Like, I feel like that would be something that they could have for him. So, like, you could put him in slot 1 and he's guarding until he supers. Like, that could be nasty. Something like that, right? Because, I mean, they gave Goku Black and Zamasu guard for the first, 3 turns? Which could be pretty effective. So, let me know what you guys think of the purple and red zone. I'm not really too enamored with a lot of it. You've got some good units here and there, right? Like, Physical Cell is great. Second Form Cell is great, right? You know, Tech Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is awesome. You know, SR Ultimate Gohan is awesome. This guy's awesome. But then comes with a lot of these characters that I feel like have, like, aged poorly and stuff like that. But you definitely have a bunch of different options to pick from. So let me know what you guys decide to go with for the red and purple stones here on Global Dokkan. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.